Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode we will be looking at 11 Below's Negative Space. So this is their extra fancy milk stout, apparently. As it says, it is basically Imperial mixed stout. It's 9.5% alcohol by volume, 15 IBUs, 70 SRM. You usually don't see beers talk about going outside the 40 scale, but yeah, 70, obviously it's pretty dark. And yeah, it's pretty much some of the stuff on the side. I don't think I have a can date on here, but that's not a big deal. I know this is more of a recent beer, and yeah, it's a stout, so I don't really care as much about the, too much about the can. Actually, it may have looked like it would have been on here, but it's, I don't know, not showing up. Anyway, so rich, intense, uncompromising. This Imperial chocolate milk stout is then extra fancy. We age it on cacao nibs, cinnamon, and ancho chilies. I gotta be honest, I actually didn't realize that they had all those additives. I thought it was just a milk stout, so I was like, okay, cool. So I'm a little bit more excited about this now. You'll find that negative space fills a void in your life you never knew you had. So 11 Below is again out of Houston, Texas. I've done, I think, one of their beers so far. So picked this up at D&Q and see how it is. I've never had it before. Decided to check it out. I was looking forward to it before, but I thought it was just an Imperial milk stout. Now that it's got chocolate, cinnamon, and peppers, let's see how this bad boy does. Alright, so pours out, of course, dark, black brown, stout-like color. It's got a tan head, not super tan, but decent, pretty nice. Poured out pretty big too, so looks good. This is coming out of the fridge, so it might be a little bit too cold, but let's check out the aroma. Definitely getting some chocolate, a bit of cola, some dark fruit. I'm getting like a hint of cinnamon. It's not... it's starting to come out a little bit more. I think it's going to come out pretty well as it warms. Getting some cinnamon. I want to say I'm getting the pepper too. It's got this kind of robust spiciness. Yeah, I can definitely smell the pepper on it. Usually I can't smell peppers on some of these spice stouts like that. So, yeah, smells rich and spicy, chocolatey. It's reminiscent of some of the other Mexican spice stouts, things like Mexican cake or chocoveza, a little bit, not as much additives going on there. It doesn't have the vanilla, but let's check out how it tastes. Cheers. Ooh, I like it. Definitely picking up the chocolate. Definitely the milk chocolate. Really getting that milk chocolate. I actually got a bit of getting a bit of that kind of a fudge brownie like note too. Definitely getting the cinnamon. However, it is very well balanced. I've complained a little recently about how I feel about cinnamon stouts, and I think this is really spot on. It's not heavy on the spice. It's enough to where you get it, add some complexity, but it's not overwhelming. And not really getting any pepper heat. That's fine. Ancho chilies are going to be more of a mild chili pepper. That is a roasted, dried. Well, I guess either dried. It kind of depends. Anyway, it's a dried poblano pepper. Which poblanos are more of a mild pepper, so you're not really get as much heat as opposed to something like Mexican cake uses habaneros. So you're obviously gonna get a bit more heat there. Anyway, not getting the heat. Let's go back and see if we can find some flavor in there. Anchos really are more toward lend that sort of that kind of robust dark fruit, slightly smoky type flavor. I want to say I can kind of pick it up, but it's one of those things that blends very well. Because you're going to get some of that dark fruit, that kind of a prune type character out of stouts. I think that those flavors from the anchos really just blend really well. Yeah, cinnamon's still light, but pretty well balanced enough, and definitely like a chocolate on it. I think this is actually pretty good. I really like what they did with this. Mouthfeel's pretty nice. It's pretty drinkable. Carbonation's not too heavy. It has a silkiness to it, but it also has it's silky. There's kind of a fullness to it, but a lightness to it as well. It's kind of hard to describe. It feels light while feeling full at the same time. I think it's just that lactose. Makes it really drinkable. I'll say that. It's still going to be a sipper for me. I'm not going to chug it. But it's still pretty easy to drink. I'm not going to be sitting here, 2 hours on this guy or anything like that. So I think this is actually really well done. There's enough of a bitterness on the back end to just balance out that sweetness. It does start kind of sweet, but then dries out a little bit and ends with just a bit of a roasty kind of a character there too, to keep it from being cloying or anything like that. I actually really like this. I think this was really well done. Very impressed by this. It's not heavy on the spices, very well balanced, nice chocolate, super easy drinking Mexican spice stout. Yeah, this is actually pretty nice, for what it is. I can't really say I'd change anything about it for what they've done with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go an easy 4.25 on this guy. Really solid stuff. I just had posted not long ago to Shokaveza. I like this a lot more. It doesn't have the vanilla, doesn't have the nutmeg, which is fine with me. Not really big fan of nutmeg in beers, but it doesn't have vanilla, but I don't mind it too much. You don't really get a whole lot of vanilla from Shokaveza anyway. I don't really think this needs it. If it did, might add a little bit of complexity. I do like vanilla and stuff, but I also don't feel like it's lacking vanilla or anything like that. So I would pick this over Shokaveza, and this is local. So if you're local, I'd grab the Negative Space. I think it's a really solid, good beer for the holidays, and yeah, so it's pretty much it for 11 Below's Negative Space 4.25, and that is it for this episode. So as always, think global, drink local, and